towards bagno. Nasz śmiesznie wyglądający strój jest dość zestawowy. I chata wiedźmy. Głównej przyczyny plagi nieumarłych na tym cholernym bagnie. Idziemy się bić. Co ty, zombia? One chyba bardzo chcą się bić. Dopóki wiedźma nie będzie latać, jest moim trupem. O! Okay.
Have you lost your way? There are better places to die than Garradel's swamp.
I know who you are. Don't think this absolves you.
Is that what brought you here? To slay the witch? I suppose I look the part. But I am not your quarry. If you intend to destroy the evil corrupting this swamp, you've come to the wrong place. My name is Nalia.
Don't lie to me, witch. I don't give a damn what your name is.
You must think me so evil for the lies Garradel's told. I was a resident of Trójkącik before it was destroyed. I lived and loved there. If you're going to pass judgment, shouldn't you hear all sides of the story?
Okay.
Go on. Speak your piece.
I assure you, I'm as human as the next woman. Born and raised here, as I've said. I've always wanted to be a healer, or white mage. An herbalist, you might say. I received some training before the disaster struck. Now, I live my life in solitude, beholden to the protection of Tyrgil's people. You don't know what suffering is, boy, until you watch your dreams die.
So, you didn't cause the curse?
Heavens, no. I spend every waking hour trying to fight it. As you can see, after all these years, it's left me utterly drained.
You're telling me you don't control these creatures?
No. I try to help those they attack. I'm often too late. Does that answer your question?
Am I supposed to thank you?
If you wish. I take my gratitude from knowing you've listened to me. Most men would rather die than turn an honest ear to someone they hate.
Aidan?
We were childhood friends. Aiden is very dear to me. We stopped speaking when we were young because I neglected a love he professed for me which I could not return at the time.
How did Aiden discover the garden?
It's my favorite place. Originally, my beloved and I, not Aiden, the mage, would sit there, and he'd teach me how to draw my power from the living things of the earth. An old technique, but a tested one. After he was gone, I spent most of my time there, until one day Aiden stumbled in, looking for food.
You protect him when he travels the swamps.
I don't see him directly. It would be too embarrassing to show him this face. The age you see is the result of great magical strain, nothing else. I'm much younger than I appear. And if I abandoned my duty to the villagers of Tyrgil, the veil would fall. But to answer your question, yes. I see Aiden safely through the swamps.
I wouldn't worry about him seeing you. The villagers seem to agree that you're the source of their problems. Aiden wears an amulet he believes will protect him from confrontations with you.
I'm sure it's for the best.
Some of the creatures carry them too. Any idea why?
Maybe they're just pretty things that shine. How should I know?
Czyli mówi, że wygląda tak przez użycie Unlimited Powers. Czajcie nawiązanie, co nie? Jest dość bliskie.
If you're not a witch, where do you get your power?
White magic or the powers of healing and natural remedy. I have some training, particularly in herbal uses.
Why are you out here? Don't you see how suspicious that looks?
I don't care how it looks. It's necessary. The work I do must be done remotely. By now, the people's minds have been so poisoned against me they would never allow me back in their midst.
You're telling me you weren't at all responsible.
Gods, no! If you must know, I will tell you. I once loved a mage who arrived here from abroad. When my love found our village and could not leave, he dedicated himself to dissolving the barrier, insisting he could break the seal if only he could find its source. He faced much ridicule, and his ambitions would have likely died without my support. But I was young and curious, and thus gave my help willingly. Would that I had not been such a fool.
What happened?
He left a letter on my windowsill, saying he'd discovered a way to lift the barrier, that he wanted us to leave together. And who could argue with that? Not me. I was in love.
But he was wrong.
Evidently. The next thing I knew, the swamps were overrun with walking corpses, and people were being eaten alive. Then the years of darkness fell upon our people, and I never saw him again. The barrier's still up, if you haven't noticed.
He left you to take the blame.
Not at first. It wasn't until after we had all adequate time to mourn our losses, my own being my entire family and the love of my life, that people began asking questions. Naturally. Because of the company I kept, their suspicions fell on me.
Do you miss him?
I suppose. He's just as dead to me as my parents and 2 brothers. But I have the feeling that's only intuition. He is likely still alive. His body was never found, and he was a capable fighter. I'm sure he found a way out. Other than that, most of what I recall of him is likely invention. It has been a long time. Yet, I still admire the risk he took for us. What I do not admire is the way he went about it.
How could you still think fondly of someone who abandoned you?
That is your youth speaking. As you get older, you will realize we must cherish our memories of those who have brought us happiness, not cling to pointless grudges. Besides, I have no idea what happened to him. Further questions about that should be directed to a certain clergyman you may have met in Tyrgil.
Garradell.
When I first met Garradell, he was quite shy. He told me once the gods judge us only by our deeds and nothing else. I would be very pleased to see how they judge him.
This is when I ask you why I should believe you instead of him. Both of you have accused the other of causing this.
I never said he caused anything. But does he look like an honest man to you?
I think you of all people should
W tej
know
płonącej
looks
szacie?
deceiving.
Well played. But in his case, the deception is more than skin deep. I would confront him myself, but I dare not enter the village. His darkness seeps into the very soil.
He told me he shielded the village with protective magic, that it keeps the undead from entering.
No, that magic is mine. And it's a constant struggle to negate his attempts to overthrow it and enslave the people who live there to his evil. I'm not making this up. As you can see plainly, this task has drained me. Do you need evidence I'm not the witch they say I am? Then go to the sources of my power. It's a garden, I've gone to great lengths to keep secret. Only one other knows its location. Do not endanger him if your paths cross.
I'm sorry I threatened you, Nelia. What's next?
One thing I can think of that would help. I have no right to ask this of you, but I have no other human contact, and it isn't something I can do myself.
I'm listening.
When those creatures attacked you, I used much of my energy to fight them off. Normally it would slowly regenerate, but white magic isn't meant to be used for violence, and I feel incredibly strained.
You did all that to save me?
Your disposition reminded me of someone from my past. Besides, it was the right thing to do. Isn't that worth dying for? My fear is for the village. Without my protection, it won't be long before the undead make it their sacking ground.
What can I do?
My beloved and I kept a journal. A collection of loose notes, really. They were scattered when my home was destroyed. I recovered what I could back then, but many were lost in the swamp. Our notes contain many important spells, including a unique restoration spell we designed ourselves.
You really think those pages are still around?
I hope so. The pages were stored in an impregnable tower built just outside my village. It was quite magnificent, really. If you can find the page, I'd be forever grateful.
I'll do my best. Where's the tower?
An old tower near Trójkącik. You may have seen it already. Take my journal. I drew a map of the swamp from memory at a time. The location of the tower is marked. I may have missed some pages in my old house as well.
Your journal isn't something you'll need?
Without your help, I won't need much at all, I'm afraid.
Save your strength. I'll return soon.
Okej, no to idziemy szukać tego barachła. Mogę wejść na górę? Nie do końca. Chociaż... No nie. O! Mogę. Nie no, fajnie to wygląda, szkoda tylko, że jest niepraktyczne. Okej. No to szukamy tego barachła. Coś tu jeszcze leży? Chyba nie. A akurat wczoraj skończyliśmy Enigmatis, Duchy Maple Creek. Link na kanale oczywiście. Tam wiecie, macie ankietkę, możecie zagłosować. Bardzo bym prosił o zagłosowanie. Jednak chyba pała. No. Okej. O, zombie. Teraz. Hihi. Hihi. Yeah. Jestem trochę ciekaw tego wątku. Wygląda dość niecodziennie. Że mamy tego pastora i tą wiedźmę, którzy nie cierpią się, ale ani jeden, ani drugi nie wydaje się być vilanem tutaj. Przynajmniej na razie. Melodor to jest rodzaj zombia, czy...
No, what is that?
Owo, what's this? To jest rodzaj zombia, czy po prostu jakiś... czy może jakiś boss? Masz kijem przez łeb. Większym kijem przez łeb. Mieczem przez łeb. Okej. W ogóle, jak moje statystyki w kontrę? A kontrę w ogóle nie mam ulepszonej, wypadałoby ją wzmocnić. Bo ona trochę obrażeń zadaje. Dobra, który to był ten morter? Woda jest na tyle gęsta, że za cholerę nie zobaczę, czy cokolwiek było w niej. Okej, no to wracamy na szlak. Okrężną drogą, żeby było śmieszniej. Uff. Bober! Patrzcie, skurwysynie bobrze, o ty chuju bobrze. Okej. Oto światolena i o więcej porochło. Ci przypierdolę. Pałą przez łeb. A co to za zamknięte drzewiczki? Uff. Rychło we w ten tamtym. Więcej. A. Osa. A weź się przewróć. Nie ma. Złamała mi wytrych. Jest. Oby to było warte. Nie było. Kurwa, nie było. To pewnie też nie będzie warte. Mimo że skrzynia jest mistrzowska. Dobra, nie było ciężkie. O! Nekromancka szata sztuk mistrza. Rękawice rycerskie. Fajniejsze niż moje. A to chyba prawie to samo. Wzmacniacz... A dobra. Model ten sam. Jeśli chcesz, proszę szukać południowo-zachodni kraniec bagien, coś tam dalej. Nie chcę. Mogę sobie pójść? Mam nadzieję. Dobra, teraz tędy. I miałem przyjść tutaj, do tej wieży.
Beautiful.
A, bo mamy tu widzenie.
I wish I could be out there, picking flowers.
Actually, I brought you some.
They're beautiful.
I'm glad you like them. How goes the crusade?
A, wyspałem się
We've got
święcę!
to do this again.
I only want what's best for you.
Then the fact that I'm happy with him should be enough.
I...
But it isn't, is it?
No.
I have to go. Thank you for the flowers.
You're welcome.
Biedny Aidan sfriendzonowany. Zredukowany do funkcji przynoszacza kwiatów. Jak na razie wygląda na to, że ta historia nie jest jakaś zakłamana.
Better be worth it.
Oj, better be. Kurwa! Skurwysyny. Gnidy pierdolone. Zaklęcie to jest wieś, czy... Tu jest wieś, a więc... Nie warto za bardzo się teleportować. Gnidy pierdolone. Uciekać jak najdalej od tamtego cholernego miejsca. Niech tylko do siebie znowu podejdą. Jest. Musiałbym przetestować kiedyś zasięg tego, bo to wydaje się mieć spory tak zwany radius. Przynajmniej na animacji. A ta bramka jak dokąd prowadzi? Ten zasięg chyba tylko graficznie. Na to wygląda. Mhm.
Let's get this over with.
Okej. Ktoś jeszcze chce kamieniem? Chyba nie chce.
That's rich.
Swoją drogą, jak sobie pomyślę, że Warnowie używali tego skilla na mnie, to czuję się jakiś taki... Nie wiem. Kapalin. To taka sama czapka jak moja, tylko metalowa. Nekromancka szata. Znowu nekromancka. Okej. O, efekt lodu. No to już dla samego tego było warto. Znowu nekromanckie szaty. O, buty maga profesjonalisty. Tylko dlaczego maga? Kompletnie nie są magiczne. Maliel? Nie, Torglin. Chyba. No to proszę o więcej fabuły.
Please,
Set
hurry.
przycupnęła, bo nie może wejść do chatki, bo tam nie ma
I hope this
wejścia.
is the right one.
I'm forever in your debt. Oh,
What is it?
aniseed. Has it been so long? It's not native to this area, but
Where can I find it?
I used to grow it in my garden at Trójkącik. It's quite resilient. My plants should have survived on their own. They are quite adept at seeding, even in hostile areas.
I don't know much about plants, but I'll do what I can.
Don't return without it. Please. The location should be in my journal. The garden is quite hard to miss.
To jest drugi koniec bagna. To jest drugi koniec bagna. Tak? Tak. Drugi koniec... Nie. Dobra, sorry, to nie jest drugi koniec bagna. Drugi koniec bagna to jest wioska. A naszym... A to jest w sumie tutaj, tyle że w prawo. Więc sorry, fałszywy alarm. Backtrackingowy. A zabieram wszystko. Więcej widzenia. Nie żyję.
Have you not moved since I left you?
Gandohara, what's happening?
I
Gandohara.
found a way through the barrier. I have to go.
Aha.
But how? Where?
I can't explain now.
Wait.
I must go, but I'll come back for you.
When?
I'm close. I can feel it.
Oho.
Something is missing?
Perhaps some kind of catalyst? Amplify the power.
I'm worried about you. The nightmares, they're getting worse. People crying out in pain, dying. They can't just be dreams. They can't. Gandohara, are you listening?
Co jest jej łokciem?
Nadia, I'm sorry.
A
We're
dobra,
getting so
to jakieś...
close.
Wyglądał
I just need
okropnie.
to be alone. I need to think.
Okay, this is awkward.
I can finish this tonight.
Oh,
Czemu na wejściu leżała miksturka? A się kolorki zmieniły. Przed chwilą grałem Wiedźmina pierwszego, a teraz... A teraz byliśmy w Stalkerze. Taka paleta kolorów.
Let's see.
Ogień czaruszka, nawet nie sprawdzam co to jest. Nie wygląda na zbyt potężne. Może jest. Okej. Buty rycerskie, rękawice rycerskie, siła woli, mikstura. Zobaczmy tą czapkę. No to tak nie do końca. Oj, no nie do końca. Dajcie mi moją śmieszną czapkę. Śmieszną. Poszło. Moc sprawiedliwości! Gdyby nie to, że mam lepsze rzeczy. Właśnie zbierałem śmieci z ogródka, gdy nagle zadzwonił dzwonek i powiedział mi, że czas na retrospekcję. Co to za Spriggan? Zium. Na mocy ziemi nakazuje ci dostać kamieniami po mordzie. Potężne gówno. Ale to ma głupią mordę.
That's rich.
Czy ta gra ma zamiar cały czas mnie tak... O, drzewno. Ma zamiar cały czas mnie tak nachodzić różnym gównem? Najpierw mnie tymi pająkami nastraszyła, teraz Sprigana na mnie wywaliła. Sprigan to chyba nie jest drzewiec. Nie, Sprigan to jest... Czym konkretnie jest Sprigan? Bardziej skałą. Ale coś z drewnem ma wspólnego. Dobra, mamy anysz, mamy... Co jeszcze będzie chciała? Może cukier?
Hurry. There's not much time.
Hope this helps.
I take it we're even now.
Here's your journal. How you feeling?
Ah, I can feel the life flowing through my veins once again. Though I have a confession to make. I was hoping I could ask you for yet another favor. To recover another spell we may need. My memory isn't what it once was. For this, I apologize. But the spell in question is a rapid casting charm which gives its user much higher speeds than normal. I could do much more to protect Tyrgil if I had it.
I brought everything I found.
It's quite all right. It was never mine to begin with. I helped him create many spells, but as I became invested in my garden, he continued his work with the clergyman. Garadel, as you've called him.
Garadel did have some scrolls in the temple. He mentioned using them to protect the village.
It's possible he kept them, if my young mage indeed perished.
Gandohar. Nie wiem, czy mogę wierzyć jego współpracownikom.
I suppose it's worth my time.
Tell him what I've told you. Explain what happened. Perhaps he still remembers me.
Whether he does or not, I doubt he'll lend them out. I'd rather take them now and explain myself later.
I'd rather you didn't, but
We won't have much choice.
no. The scrolls were quite large. It would have to be somewhere in the temple. But probably not in plain sight. We used to tell the story of Tyrgil's former mayor. He was a thief who kept his spoils in hidden compartments littered throughout the village. After he had been exposed, people learned of their locations. One was found in the temple, but I can't remember where. Search the temple. I'm sure he'd keep them there.
And if I see Aiden?
Tell him I'd like to see him. A reunion is long overdue.
Nalia, now that you feel better, I need to ask you about a name I found in your notes. Gandohara.
You sound as though you know him.
I wish I could say otherwise.
He's alive, isn't he?
He's declared himself emperor, ruling with magic and fear. Outside this swamp, he's known as a tyrant. I stood against him once before, but he returned.
My young heart wishes greatly that you're mistaken, but my years tell me otherwise. He's hurt you. Quite deeply.
Others as well.
As a healer, I have certain gifts. Limited though they may be, I can share thoughts, sensations, emotions. These wounds may not bleed, but they require healing just the same. Will you show me?
Does it hurt?
Only for a moment. We will relive your memories in an instant. Though this time you won't be alone. Will you allow me to...
Nie.
Of course.
Then, relax. Close your eyes. Think of a calm summer's evening. Think of serenity, of quiet. There you are. Oh, my dear boy.
What is it?
Your sister's wounds cut you much deeper than your own.
And Gandohara?
I can see that everything you've said is true. Worse, I'm afraid. I can't imagine what's led him down such a dark path. Perhaps I've been away from the outside world longer than I realize.
I understand. I'll give you some time alone.
Thank you. But be mindful. Those memories, your sister. Pain isn't what defines you, it's what you do with it. The wounds will heal, and I can help if you'll let me.
I'd just as soon hold on to them for now.
Go now. We still have much to do.
Right. I'll be going then.
Okej. Ale po notatki, po zwoje Gandohara, to my wyruszymy w kolejnym odcinku, gdyż ten może nie jest wystarczająco długi, ale jest no, w miarę. Więc cóż, mam nadzieję, że wam się podobało. Zostawcie lajka, jeżeli tak, zobaczenia w kolejnym odcinku. Kochani, gdzieś może. Tak, może. Nie wiem.